I'm the state director for the Tennessee Amateur Radio Association. And today we're going to talk a little about what we are, who we are, and what we do. Mr. Will here is my Region 1 coordinator, regardless of what the slide says. I literally just made that, and obviously it shows. But hey, just reviewing this and everything, right? So we're going to roll through these slides. If we want to go ahead to our next slide, and kind of talk about what we are, who we are. So we were founded in 2024, July. It was grassroots. I don't think we had a name. It was about four to five people that were in the hobby for the right reasons, right? Being good stewards, showing others, elbowing others. One of those people that was being elbowed was me. I've been at Ham since 2021. I got into GMRS originally after the Christmas, the National Longing. And I figured out real quick in a hurry that radio communications is a real thing that needs to be used. Even living in Chattanooga, we were affected by that. So we emerged in 2024. We didn't pick up any steam or traction until Hurricane Helene. There's a few members, early settlers of the association, that were in contact with some folk in Irwin, Tennessee. They had lost everything. They didn't have a way to communicate. They were using multi-pack radios and double-A batteries. If you know anything about Irwin, Tennessee or Northeast Tennessee, it is very mountainous. Okay, double-pack radios, you might get 2 blocks, you might get 500 feet. A bunch of us donated a bunch of equipment, and one of the gentlemen trucked it all the way up there to Irwin and made sure those people had a viable line of communication. So that's where we really started as a group. That's turned into a lot larger than I think I ever anticipated it being. So today we consider ourselves a state level network. A lot of people ask what's the differentiation between us and other groups that are out there. We focus right here at home, the volunteer state. We want to make sure that anything that we do, we're doing it here for everyone. Whether you're a part of the association or not, we want a better amateur radio here. One of our big mottos, you're going to hear me say it probably 5 times today, if you want to keep a ticker and let me know. But leave amateur radio better than you found it, right? We're not here to take from amateur radio. It's a free hobby, for the most part. We all know it's expensive. But give back to it. Give back to the communities. So we offer a lot of things that strengthens the activities in all of our regions. We've separated the state into 4 regions. This is Region 1. Your regional coordinator is Mr. Will West, KO4WIL. Region 2, he was unable to join us, is John Boyd, KD4ZWU. He listened to Lunch Bunch, I guarantee you've heard. Region 3 is so large and has grown so fast, we've actually split that into 2 regions. You have Region 3A, which is everything north of Nashville, and Region 3B, which is everything south of Nashville. Region 3A is Tony Swindle, Whiskey 1 Victor Sierra, and we have an opening in Region 3B, if anybody's south of Nashville. And Region 4 is the western side of the state. So we have Travis Dykstra. He actually is what we like to consider a prodigy child. He joined the association as a GMRS user. He paid his $12, and then he tested with us. And used his membership perk, I guess you could say, of a free BE session to get into ham radio. And now he's studying for his general, and hopefully he will be testing with us here soon. So again, together with other national programs like the ARRL, we can strengthen our local community, and not just our communities, but the amateur radio community, and keep everybody active and thriving. That's the whole point of us, is to keep things growing and moving. We pride ourselves in being a professional and friendly and responsive program. We have a lot of people that have joined our association that are not even into radio, not even GMRS, but they like what we're doing and they want to be a part of it, and they join, and we watch those people grow into, I call it the KR generation of call signs in the protocol district, and some of those people are the most active hands I've heard in a very long time, and I contribute that to our regional coordinators and to our affiliate clubs that are getting out and keeping folks active. As a regional, we are a 501c3 public charity through the IRS in the state of Tennessee. So we're legitimate now, and that's something that I pride our board of directors and every one of our admin for helping get that going. We can go on to the next slide. All right, we're up to 2 now. found a better leader, better than found it. It is, one thing that I like to tell everybody is my background and profession being in emergency services for the last 19 years is to leave everything better. Being a fireman, if anybody's ever been a fireman, you know the brotherhood and all that mumbo jumbo. I'm not going to sit here and bore you with it. But we want to leave something to our next generation, to our great kids, our grandkids, that they would be proud, that we would be proud to receive, and that we would want to receive in return. Okay, next. The big thing that we're about is collaboration. Each red mark, and this is not the most updated because there's actually more counties filled in. Each county that is colored is where we have members. I remember when there was like 4 little red dots, and now we're nearing almost 400. So we like to collaborate. It's not a contest. We're not here to compete with anybody, and that should go all the way down to the club level. Clubs should be working together. We want to harbor and foster that collaboration between county lines and have clubs working together. Lakeway with the Radio Club, one of our affiliate clubs, just held an event with Andrew Johnson Club maybe a month ago. And it was well received to see clubs working together. And that's one of the things that we presented to them when we came out to their club before they joined the association. And we also support and build open-air collaboration on other levels with the Aries programs between Sumner County Aries and Davidson County Aries. We have a program that we'll talk shortly about that has brought them to the table. We also hold leadership meetings each quarter for our affiliate clubs, and that brings a chance for the players of the game to come to the table and collaborate back and forth between club leadership and see what's working for them that may not be working for the other club. We have some very large clubs in the association, the Cleveland Amateur Radio Club. We also have the Rack Club here in Knoxville. Nashville, another big club, but we also have some very small clubs. One of the most recent clubs that joined that's very small is Unicoi County. If you know anything about Unicoi County, it's a very small community, okay? They have a lot to benefit from this because one of the things that we do is we optimize our clubs, right? So that we can be found easily in this overly connected world when it comes to the internet. But holding those meetings, these larger clubs can bounce these ideas to these smaller clubs that will help them grow and thrive. You got some clubs, I've heard some folks talk to me today out here at the table, they've got 5 members, and 3 of those members are on the club the next county over. So, you know, helping get ideas out there to bring more people to the table. We can move to the next one, please. Sorry, I rebuilt these slides like less than a week ago, so I don't have these ones memorized, but we did some rebranding. So like I said earlier, we want to unite the volunteer state. I don't care if you're in Memphis or if you're in Mountain City, Tennessee. You're a part of the association. We want you to feel that way. We want to be able to offer you something and be able to talk and communicate back and forth and collaborate. So we strive to bridge the gaps. Tennessee is a very wide state. There's a lot of distance between Shelby County and Johnson County. So we've done this by regionalizing the state. Like I said earlier, we're actually growing to the point that we're going to sub-regionalize again with Region 1 and eventually Region 2 and Region 4. The list there on the screen is all of our regional coordinators. These are the people that you're going to reach out to that are your local person, right? This is the personal touch that we want to give to our members and to our affiliate clubs. Is somebody local to them that they more than likely already know, that they can go ask questions to, get help from. Hey, we're having an event, can you guys get it out there on social media? Can you guys help out with this? You know, get it out there, bring more people in. For Hamfest, getting the word out there is a big, big deal. We see posts on Facebook all the time, but the way these algorithms work, you might see it, but the next guy is not going to see it. And I'll go into that in a little bit more. But this gives us a more personal touch again and a high level of responsiveness. One thing that I pride ourselves is, I've had people email the association at 2 o'clock in the morning, and in my wisdom, I'm awake for whatever reason. And I reply to that email, and I will get an email back. It's like, why are you still awake? I have 4 little girls at home. That should explain it. One of them was actually in the audience today. Thank you, Matt. All right, moving on. Next slide, please. So our numbers, this is not the most accurate. Like I said, we're almost to 400 members. I kind of broke this down by region, so you guys can kind of see where all of our folks are at. 378 members is a lot, but I think we are more trending towards the 400 number. We have 33 affiliate clubs across the state, and we have 23, it's actually I think 27 now, Outlet Club members. We We have members in Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. If it touches the state of Tennessee, we probably have a member, and we even have a big group of people in Indiana that help us with some of our other programs that we'll talk about. We can go to the next slide. Again, talking about activity. We track all the activity. All our regional coordinators send in every month a report, and it kind of helps us see what they've done, where we can better things for our affiliate clubs and for our members. So if you'll see in 2024, when we were just getting off the ground, we weren't doing much of nothing, right? 2025 came around, and we thought, hey, we're going to grab this thing by the horns, and we learned real quick in a hurry that we have to have more involvement from our membership. And we got that really quickly in 2026. When we started being more active and out face-to-face with folks, this thing exploded. I'm not going to lie, we can all stand behind a Facebook page or a website and say this is what we're going to do, but until you actually see us in person, talk to us, shake our hand, and get to talk to us and know us, again, that personal touch has made a giant difference. And you'll see in the first quarter of 2026, we did what we did in 2025, and I owe that to our regional coordinators and to our board members who are out there driving all across our wonderful state, meeting folks. So a lot of that, when we say activity numbers, that's anything from a POTA outing, a Hamfest, a meet and greet, going out. Will's been to how many, feels like we've lost count of how many clubs Will has been to in Region 1. And then we also hold monthly virtual, so we have a Zoom room that we invite people to. One month we had a doctor from Illinois come in and talk to us and display about how amateur radio affects science and how they're using radio propagation for migratory bird stuff. And I thought, honestly, this is going to be the dumbest thing I've ever watched. By the end of it, I was texting the other guy, Michael, and was like, wow, this was really informative. I'm glad I stayed for this. So we do those. If you can't make them, we try to record them from our YouTube. We're not YouTubers by any means. Next slide. This is where our clubs are going to get the biggest bang for their buck, right? Digital media is really, 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 really expensive. Since 2024, you can see we were reaching about 15,000 just on Facebook. 2025, we have 201,000 people come across our Facebook page. To put that into terms of the next slide, when we get to it, we'll tell you how much money that is, and I was just flabbergasted. So far in 2026, we're real close to already beating that out again, first quarter. Like, getting out here and doing this is really picking everything up. Our website, if you don't count all the bots, because I'm not going to sell that to anybody, a bot view does not count. So somebody can tell you, oh, I got 34,000 views, how many of those are Google bots or Yahoo bots or spam? 19,941 actual live person views to our website. And we're getting close, we're over 10,000 just already in quarter 1, 2026. So we go to the next slide. All of our stuff is SEO optimized, so we find the keywords and the terminology that Google and all of these search engines look for. AI is not helping, but we're figuring it out as we go. So the cost savings into that and where the bang for the buck comes is you can pay Facebook all this money for views and to boost your ad or whatever you want to call it. And that costs money. So they look at it as a price per view. And it's about 25 to 50 cents. We're going to average it on the higher end. That brings an average club boosting their Hamfest to almost $1,000 for not even a guaranteed number, right? You're going to get people in a different country, you're going to get people in a different area code. They're not going to see what you're wanting them to see. So from our start to when I did this, we're looking at $207,000 worth of valuation just in ads, right? This Hamfest alone was seen 37,000 times since we started posting it. And that comes from people sharing it and organic posting as well. Again, another $500. Still valuation there. We're saving clubs that would advertise. We're giving them $1,500 worth of advertising at a time. That doesn't include when we build and create the flyer or do any of the digital artwork for them as well, which is another thing that we provide this free. Next slide, please. These are really out of order. I'm not going to bore you with who I am and what I do, but I work for a company that does radio communications, so I work with radios every day now. I thought that was a dream job. I figured, well, oh man, I will never work a day in my life because I get to play with radios. Boy, was I wrong. I call it blue collar check for a reason. I'm an amateur extra. I have 4 little girls. Please help me. They're expensive, and so is this hobby. So sometimes somebody's $80 nails go above a new radio sometimes. But hey, that's cool. Our deputy director position is currently open. So if anybody's interested in that, tell your friends, tell a friend. Next slide. I didn't know what to put for you, so I just left it blank. Will West, John Boyd, that's their information. You can also get their email information off the website. Will's got cards now, so we're working on that. Next slide. Already talked about Tony. There's his information again on the website. Region 3B, anything from Nashville down is open, and we are looking for somebody in Region 4 because Mr. Travis is taking a board director's position and is no longer going to be working with us on the coordinator level, but more so on the back end doing some all of the planning. Next, thank you, sir. We do have board of directors, and some of our regional coordinators do play double roles, wear extra hats, but we do have the eastern section, Mr. Doug Eastep. He has been a plethora of information and has helped with a lot of our 501c3 information as well as some of our other back end. Next, then we have that Travis again moving in. And this is the part that I like because this is where I flourish. I can tell you all about us, but let's actually show you what we actually do. So if we'll go to the next slide. This is, if you've come by our booth, you probably heard me talk about it. If you've seen our Facebook or our website, the Terra Connect application is a web-based app that you can go to www.terra-connect.org. If you're on Android, it'll ask you if you want to install it. You can click install, and it'll actually make it a little icon on your phone. I don't know anything about iPhone yet, but we're working on it. We'll get there eventually. The goal is to get approval through Android, Apple's, or the Android store, whatever they call it, Google Play Store, and Apple. If you only knew the amount of security that you have to go through Apple to get an app approved, you might as well give them a blood sample and everything. But our Terra Connect app is where we want people to be able to connect in one place with all the right information, all at the right time. That's anything from clubs, repeaters, nets, and events. Next slide. So we've re-updated it. I know there's a few people in the audience that I've given this spiel to. They saw what it looked like before, and it was a little rough. Now it's a little bit different, a little bit laid out, a little bit better. It's got a night mode, a dark mode, and you pick your flavor. But when you open it up, it gives you a dashboard. It tells you all of our clubs that we have on there, how many clubs we have, how many repeaters are listed, events, and events. There's a new thread section as well. For our clubs, it's as easy as using Google. You can search by county, you can search by club name, you can search by city. There's another cool thing is there's a map tab. I am a big fan of mapping things. So we have maps in here that show where all the clubs are. Another cool thing, you can click on each little tab and it'll pop up a little box that tells you about the club. And then you can click for more information. So if you're traveling and you're like, hey, I wonder if there's a club around here that have a meeting, now you know. Next tab, please. Another thing, we're not competing with any of these other repeater folks or anything. But these are all local Tennessee repeaters. Some of these repeaters have been put in by their actual repeater owners. Mark, he's out there somewhere. He has our top group on a few of his repeaters, and he has uploaded his repeaters in here. Some of our affiliate clubs repeaters are also in here. So if you see anything that says Terra, it's yellow next to it, it's got a little certificate or a little button pin thing, that is an affiliate club's asset. So it's either their event, their repeater, or their net. But you can find all that again. You can search by county, you can search by city, you can search by repeater call sign, or if you're in an area and you say you're on the repeater and you're hearing it and you don't know what the frequency is, say you're on your VFO, you type in the frequency, it'll populate it that way as well, if it's needed. But all of this can be done by you guys as well. There's a submit tab where you can go in and you can put in all the information you want. If you're holding an event, you can put it in here. That's a big thing for our affiliate clubs. So if you look in that app right now, you probably see that Knoxville Hamfest is in there. We try to get this information uploaded as soon as it's given to us by our affiliate club leadership. And then we put all the other information in there that they need. They can put it in there. There's a calendar view, so you can see by month, or you can view by the tab, and then click more details to get all the wonderful things that you need to know. Next tab, please. There's not a picture of this because it's still top secret squirrel stuff. I did demo it for Lakeway, and there's a few clubs that are using it. There will be more information to come about it, but we have built the Tennessee Auxiliary Communications Information Sharing System. So right now, Monroe County, Tennessee, Sumner County, Tennessee, and Davidson County areas programs are demoing this. They are actively looking at it from multiple disciplines, from Skyborn to CERT to Aries and anything in between. It is very good for event planning. If your program does any type of assistance to a search agency, please contact your regional coordinator or myself. Right now it is currently web-based. We are working with a developer in Chattanooga to bring it to a offline mode that you can pop into a Raspberry Pi and run it offline. So big thing for our Aries groups, they can put that in their comms trailer, they can give it to their off-site people, and there is talks working with a gentleman out of, I want to say Louisiana, on bringing this to where it can be integrated with Arden. So there's any Arden people out there. It's really nice. Again, if you want more information on it, please reach out to your regional coordinator, to me, and we will get you baiting it. And when you beta these things, please tell us your raw, unadulterated opinion. We would love to know where we can make things better. That goes for any of the programs that we do. Next slide, please. We also bolster a VE team. It is a virtual VE team, which means that you can be in the comfort of your own home. Now, I know this is taboo, and some people are like, no, we don't do virtual VE testing. It's not secure. I understand. There are ways that people try to circumvent the system, and out of 500 VE sessions I've done, we've caught 2 people cheating. So the numbers are pretty good. That we're catching everything. But with that being said, we have 34 VEs across the state, and some even out of the state, in South Carolina, North Carolina, and Indiana. We can test all levels. We're fully remote, fully secure. We have many security things that we go through. If you've ever tested with us, then you will probably know that. One thing that we do offer, and this is not just through the association. One of the perks of being a member, you pay $12, is you get a free test session a year, right? So you pay $12, you get covered for $14 to $15, depending on who you test with. Fee. We cover that fee. Now, if you're under the age of 25, and with our partnership with W5YI and the team that we have, we can test anyone under the age of 25 for free through W5YI. If they're under the age of 25 and they're in a tech, getting a tech license, W5YI pays for their license as well. So, if you're under the age of 25 and you test with our team, you fill out the paperwork, we do everything else. The next email that you'll get is a license from the FCC. Easy as that. Again, that's kind of bolstering, getting more people into the hobby, and that we owe that all to W5YI. Next slide, please. I'm almost done, I promise. Then we have the tax system, or the Tennessee tax system. It stands for the Tennessee Communication System, Amateur Communication System. If you're into any type of the digital modes, we got it. There's P25, All-Star, Echolink, DMR, YSF, not to be confused with WiresX. P25 already. So the NXDN, and if you have a soft phone or a hard phone, VoIP phone, we have hands over IP since they sunset the wonderful handshake hop. But what's really cool about this is they all talk together. So if you're on DMR, on our talk group 3196460, and your friend is on WiresX, on a WiresX repeater, you guys can have a conversation. It doesn't matter what flavor of digital radio you're using. Now, we did not invent this by no means. There are many multi-digital systems. This one, we like to brag, is just specific to Tennessee. We also host nets on this system. Our net is simulcasted from the W4KEV repeater system here in the Knoxville area and beyond. But there's other nets. We have the Bible Nut every Monday through Friday from 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. We also have the Lunch Punch. So I know Dan, he's not able to check in from work sometimes via RF. You can jump on one of these many modes and you can check into the net. We have a lot of nets that we're getting ready to put on there, and folks that want to test and tune their radio because they don't know, they don't want to sit there and drum it up repeater, or they don't want somebody to go like, oh, why are you testing on this talk group? Come here and do it. You're not going to upset anybody. The only thing that we ask is that you make sure it's not linked to about 27 repeaters across the state of Tennessee, because they do get a little mad about that. Next slide, please. So these are all the connection points. If you stop by our booth, you've probably seen our wonderful, I call it a fan because I misspelled something on it, but it works. Every one of these counties that are highlighted is a connection point. The last time that we did a check of this, we estimated at around 170 connection points. That's anything from All-Star to NXDM. And we have these at our booth if you go on and you can see kind of what's in your area. Or if you go on the Connect app, there's a thing that's called tax system status. You can actually go on there and it'll show you what's online, what's offline, and all that good stuff. And if you go to our website, you can see all the RF repeaters that are linked in. We have an actual digital dashboard that we built there as well, so you can see what's connected live time. We also have been introducing high-powered simplex nodes. Now this is this one's got a little bit of an eyebrow raise. Somebody's like, well, why are you doing this in simplex? Well, there's a lot of folks that live in remote areas, but they can't connect to a repeater. I'm pretty sure you run a high-powered simplex node as well. I run one in Chattanooga. I did not figure that at 25 watts on UHF that I would be able to cover my entire town. I live right outside of the city of Red Bank. Anywhere I go in town, I have virtually repeater coverage. But you can access through many points, MMPDMs, repeaters, apps on your phone, Droidstar, you name it, we'll figure it out. And if you ever need any help with getting into the system, that helpdesk at tnara.com or .org, we have about 3 or 4 people that just work on helping out with that stuff. Next slide, please. We're almost done. Again, those are all the nets that are on the tax system. We are working on adding more, but if there's one thing that you'll notice from that, they're all here locally. When you key up on the tax system, you're not on the East Coast reflector, and you're not going to hear some of the things that get said on there. You are going to connect with people. We've had some people from Nevada, checking into stuff, but you're not going to hear nets that have nothing to do with here at home, okay? That's something that we pride ourselves with. You can get into any of these other reflector systems, and you're going to hear nets, and you're going to hear people you'll never meet in your life. I can guarantee you between Monday through Friday and the lunch, you're going to run into Scott out here. If you don't run into Scott, you're going to run into Jeremy or Ken or Miss Lynn. You never know who you're running into. But the Bible Net's out of Nashville. The lunch is here in Knoxville. The Nashville Club does theirs on Monday. Tuesdays we do the Johnson City Amateur Radio Club. They do a good net. And then Wednesday it's open. I call it Test and Tune, so you can come in there and chunk until your heart's desire to make sure that you're getting across. Fridays, if you don't know who Roger is, if you live in this area, there's something wrong with you. But we do have the Dixie Traders nets on there as well. And then Saturday tonight at 8 p.m., I invite all of you to come join me. I don't want to have much of a voice after today, but we do our statewide net that links in from basically Johnson City area all the way west of Nashville. We're trying to make our way westward. We've been in talks with a big repeater group out there, and we'll see how that goes. And then Sunday, we wrap it up with the Sumner County Radio Association. They're another affiliate club. They do their net on our tax system as well. Next slide, please. So, what do you get? You pay $12. Well, I'd like to say that we give you the best bang for your buck, $12. If you use your VE testing, you've already made your money back on it. Right there. Another cool thing is if you're an amateur extra, it's transferable. So if you pay your $12, I'm an extra, I can't test anymore, baloney. You got a wife that you need to push into the hobby, there's a good chance. You got kids at home, there's another good chance. If you got a buddy, let us know. Bill, KK4PAL, has used his to get another gentleman into the hobby, which then he paid it forward as well, and used his membership to get another buddy into the hobby. You see how we're kind of domino effecting here? So we have the tour, regional gatherings we try to hold once a year. We try to hold them in different parts of each region so that everybody doesn't have to drive all over the state to be a part of it, whether it be a meet and greet, a barbecue, or a photo event. We have the VE team, we have the Connect app. One of the things that we were starting to work on was a Terra Talks, kind of like not really a podcast, but you bring in a question and answer kind of session. Then we have our statewide net. Last year we had our Simplex Saturday initiative, trying to get people involved in Simplex operations across the state. And I want to say we had 2,500 Simplex contacts submitted. So that was a really big thing, getting more people using Simplex. Then we do community outreach, touch and truck events we go out to, community fairs. In Ray County, we just had the Strawberry Festival. That was another big thing. So we get out there and let not just other amateurs know about us, but we let the community know about what amateur radio has to offer. We offer that collaborative quarterly leadership meeting, the free EV testing, and we have a few more things in the works. So another gentleman talked about the website, and so if you've been on our website, we had a membership portal that was supposed to be locked. It wasn't. Everybody got into it. Now we're taking it offline. We're changing it. But there's going to be a membership portal. We're in talks with a few ham radio dealer vendors about possibly getting quarterly discount codes and things of that nature. Trying to just help them help us, and thus far we help everyone. So we've got a lot of things coming down, and we also really like taking people's feedback. So if you have any questions or ideas or anything, I'll open up here in just a second. Will's going to walk around, and if anybody has anything, we will do our best to answer it or write it down so that we can take it back to the board. Next slide. We should get it. Next. So again, $12. You automatically get entered into the giveaways. I think we gave away some radios last year, some weather radios, and some HDs. You're eligible to hold office and committee. Hey, we need people. We need new region coordinators. We need board members. All of that stuff. We have these wonderful little member badges coming out. So those will be out as well. And then if your club is having a big event, you want to use our call sign. Our call sign is AC4TN. You can look it up on here to get a bunch of information. Next slide. And for our affiliate clubs, all the things I already kind of really talked about. One thing that's not here, but we're showcasing it today, it's called TNet. It's our web-based logging system. So if anybody uses ham.live, it's going away, or is already gone. We have one now called TNet. It's all web-based. You don't have to download a program or anything. You use it like NetLogger, and it auto-fills everything. It's got a chat box, a little map. Again, if you use it and you look at it and you think there's something we can do to add to it, make it better, please let us know. We're all about collaboratively working with our membership. Next slide, please. And then we also, I think we have a $12. We also have a free membership. Obviously, it's a lot more limited, but that is also an option. We don't feel that financials should, prevent somebody from being a part of what we're trying to build here in the volunteer state. Next slide, please. All right, this is the last slide, so I know that for a fact. But what else can you do? Sometimes just being a voice for those that feel like they don't have one, doing something bigger than yourself. That's what we want to be. And sometimes there's people that I go to my club meeting and I just feel like that nobody listens to what I have to say, and I think this is a good idea. But they tell me it's not. Or you get into the FM versus DMR back and forth, people down in the digital modes, or, you want somebody that knows something about, just be there for somebody. But most importantly, we want to collaborate. We want to bring programs together. We want to facilitate gatherings, bring people together, again, bolstering the activity aspect of everything. We want to bring more people into the hobby, and we want to upgrade those that are already there. We want to make it as easy as possible and remove as many barriers as possible, and that's why we work so hard to get that partnership with W5YI. We also want to support our parks, and this is a big thing. A lot of people only got into the hobby from CODA, and they found out all the other things that they can do with it. But we also want to get back to those. We're working on a program with the state. It has gotten some traction, but we'll see. Our goal is to challenge the state to allow nonprofit ham radio groups or clubs to use state parks facilities without having to pay fees. We'll see. It's been a year and a half in the works. We're trying to have email there. Well, we also want to evolve with the interconnected world we live in, so we want to use the tech that we have to our advantage to keep amateur radio relevant. People all the time say, why would I use radio when I got cell phone and I just call? Hurricane comes in, you don't have a cell phone, what do you use? Oh, you don't know how to use that because you never used it before it happened? You have a point. Anyway, I hope that this was somewhat informative of what we do, what we don't do, who we are. If we have anybody that has any questions, and yes, 100% I winged this, and I apologize. I'm usually a little bit more better put together, but any questions, comments, ideas, anybody at all? I take it. Mr. Will, bring in the microphone. Feel free to. Nobody? Feel ready? fun up here. It is actually cool here. Well, I want to thank every one of you for coming and listening to me ramble on for the past 45 minutes. I hope that if anything, you had a nice place to sit in air conditioning. If not, I apologize. Take it up with management. I also want to thank the Rack Club for holding an awesome Hamfest. I've been to just about every Hamfest in the state of Tennessee this year, minus Greenville's. You went to that one? Thank you, that one. This has been a great show. The hospitality has been amazing, and the people that have come out to this Hamfest truly make me wish I would have gotten my hand ticket when I lived up here. I originally lived in Superior County. Actually, I lived in Pennsylvania, obviously, the free call. But I used to live in Superior County. I was a fireman there for quite a many years, got that southern hospitality, and did not realize how much hospitality there was in ham radio in this area. And for that, thank you guys for the Knoxville area for being such a tight-knit group of hams that are willing to help each other out. I know sometimes it may seem like this person gets on your nerves, but you know, at the end of the day, we have seen it across the state, but mostly in the eastern region, of hams coming together, helping each other out. The Lunch Punch does a great job of getting people connected as well, and I hope to forever see that program, that group continues doing what they're doing, and I hope that we can all step up in our communities and do that same kind of